Raindrops, drop top, smoking on cookie in a hot box. She had thought that cooking up dope in a crack pack. Came from nothing to something new. I don't trust nobody, grip a trigger. Call up the
Hey guys, my name is Dante. Welcome to my channel. Before I say anything else, don't forget to subscribe, and like and comment. Alright. So the last video that I uploaded was like one of my first. It was the Valentine's Day video part 1. And I got a lot of good feedback about that. So thank you guys so much for the support, and don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends and family to subscribe. But alright, so today is gonna be very different. I'm gonna like turn the tables and go to like a more serious approach, I guess. And I don't know, I just came up with this idea today, and I'm just like, you know what, why not make a video and put it on my channel? All right, so the things I've learned and things that I'm still learning in life. So the first thing is, I have my notes. So I said, don't let the little things get to you. All right, this is so easy. Like, this right here is one of the things that I guess bothers me the most. I'm very easily irritated, and I know like a lot of people are. So it's very easy to let something very minute and small like really bother you to the point to where like you're angry and you're possibly crying or stuff like that. But like the thing is, like I said, just that's the first one. So don't let the little things get to you. Easier said than done, yes, of course, but you just have to ignore it. Like, if it's that small, it shouldn't do much to you. But I understand how some people can get really upset about little things. They're like, let's say, I've been learning this in class for the past few weeks. Microaggressions, like very little things, but after a while it can upset someone. After building up, so many people has been saying things about someone, and it's been building up, and you get really upset. So, and then you explode. But like I said, don't let little things get to you. Confront things right on. If there's an issue, make sure you say something right there and then, because it's very easy to just, it's not that serious. Then something else happens, and you're like, why does this keep on happening to me? So yeah, don't let the little things get to you. Yeah. All right. Something that I'm learning: karma is real. Everyone, the pronoun that they give karma is she, so I guess she is real. So I really do believe that. I've been learning that for years now. You get what you put out into the world, you know. You put negativity and bad things out into the world, and that's what you get back in return. Unfortunately, not so unfortunately. So yeah, so that's just, I feel like this is something that should push people to do good. Well, as a human, we sure want to do good, but this is something that should push people, because I'm afraid that if I do something or put negativity out into the world, that is going to come back to me. Like, I constantly say things like, why is this happening to me? Or what did I do? And I would literally sit down and try and figure out, what did I do? Maybe I said this curse word, or said something to someone, or told someone to, like, you know, you never know. So I always make sure I try to treat people with respect and put good into the world, because I definitely don't want any juju or negative things coming back to me. So yeah, karma is real. Friends come and go. All right. I don't want anybody to think I'm throwing subliminals, but it is the truth, you know. Especially, I guess, in college and in high school. In high school, you're with people, I feel like, because it's convenient. They're there in proximity. You see them every day. You know, you may not love them or like them at all, really, but it's just convenient. You know, you guys are part of the same situations. You know, you guys sit next to each other. You have all of the same classes. So it's very easy to get attached or close with someone in high school for that reason. But if you don't realize, as people are figuring themselves out and they're growing up, those friends dissipate. They disappear. You don't see them. You don't hear from them. And that's what it is in college. Very similar thing. I noticed that I see the same people every day. To go to a school with 20,000 students and seeing the same people every single day, I think that's absurd, but, you know, I guess. But in college too, you know, there doesn't always have to be an issue. You know, people just get so upset if you don't text them. Like, no, our friendship just, like, it evaporated. It's not, you didn't say anything, I didn't say anything, you didn't do anything, I didn't do anything. You know, some people just fall off. And it's not always personal. And with situations like that, you just have to say, you know, friends come and go. Or sometimes things do happen. And when you lose a friend, I feel like you shouldn't be so broken up about it. It is what it is. Unless you guys were born in the womb together, I really feel like it is what it is. And you have to learn how to let go of people. You can't, not everyone is genuine. You know, you have some friends around you that they're there to see what you're doing, what you're about, what you're up to, but they're not like they don't really care about you. They call you when they need something. Friends like that are like, what do you need that in your life for? I feel like you don't. No one does, you know. You need people that are genuine. You need people that are going to support you and what you want to do in life. Although they may not agree, who are they to tell you, oh, I feel like you shouldn't do this? Unless it's something like you're gonna like kill someone. But unless it's like if you really have plans, you may feel like as a person who knows certain things about things, you may feel like, oh, it's not I don't think that's a good idea for you, or it's kind of hard to do that because people like to say, oh, it's kind of, but that's not your place. You say, as a friend, I feel like I support you, and like, so what are the next steps? Like, what are you gonna do next? You ask them questions like that, but you don't ever make it seem. You don't want to make it seem like you're being a hater. You don't want to make it seem like, oh, you don't want someone to succeed, because that's how it comes off, you know. And yeah, so sometimes friends do come and go, and it is what it is. All right, always trust your gut. This is something that, I don't know, I always would go with the opposite of what I'm really feeling, because I always feel like that kind of worked for me until real life happened. When I got here, I'm like, all right, I always should trust my gut. I had an inkling that I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't be doing something like that, but I do it anyway. And I feel like that's very important. You have to trust yourself, because no one is gonna care for you like you do yourself. You know, of course you have family members and stuff like that. They love you, but no one is going to love you more than you love yourself. So you have to worry about yourself. You have to trust yourself first. And then what other people say, that will come next, if you're that kind of person who doesn't mind advice and stuff like that. But you always go with your gut. Always. Not your heart. Not your bodily part, like not stuff like that, but like your gut. Your gut is gonna tell you what's right. You know, when you feel that gut feeling like, oh, I don't know if I should be doing this, or this feels kind of weird for me and it's awkward and I don't know if it's gonna go well, don't do it. You know, you like, your inner self is telling you, like whispering, don't do that, don't do that. And it's when you go on and decide to do it anyway that you say, I should have trusted my gut. So with that saying, always trust your gut. And that's all I have to say for that one. And the next thing I wrote down was patience is key. Okay. I'm a very impatient person. I don't like waiting to do things. I don't like waiting for people. I'm very organized in that matter. But when you get into the real world, you know you're going to have to wait. And there's nothing that you can do about it always. Like, sometimes you can be like, all right, I'm going to just get this done because I don't have patience. Like, I don't want to wait to do it. Or, but other times, what about when you go out for a job interview and you're waiting for them? You know, things like that. You just have to be patient, because it's very, very, very easy to get irritated. You know, you want it done your way. You want it done when you want it. And in reality, that's just not how life works. You know, you do have to wait for people sometimes and wait for things to happen. Everything is going to fall in place the way it should be, as long as you're doing what you need to do. All right, do your own thing. I think this is very important. I don't think it's like, this doesn't mean cutting people off all the time, but I feel like doing your own thing is really important, because especially for college students and students that are 19 and 20 and 21, like early 20s, stuff like that, they're figuring out who they are. And you can't figure out who you are when you have a whole group of people with you all the time. You know, there's going to be times that you need to sit alone and think about, like, what's next? What's my next move? What do I want out of life? You know, and like I said, also, advice is good. Yes, it's good. And I'm not taking that away from anyone who likes to give advice and likes to receive advice. But it's just that sometimes you have to do your own thing. You need your own headspace. You can't think with a group of people around you all the time, every single day. They go with you to class, they come into your room, they're with you all day. Even in relationships, I do feel like separation is not always bad. You have to do what you got to do for yourself. And when you're young, you're figuring everything out. You know, you can't have someone that's tied to your ankle, because when that person is gone, then what's next? You know, you thought that person was your life and your everything, and then they're not here. So what's your next move? You have to figure out what you want to do for yourself and with your life. and that's extremely important. Probably one of my favorite things that I've learned, and I'm continuing to learn on this list, because lately I have been doing my own thing. It's not personal, although some people may take it personally. Yeah, I go to class, I do what I have to do. I go to my room, I record my videos. I've been doing that lately. I go to meetings and stuff like that, but like as far as out there, I'm just not. And it's definitely not personal, but I have to do what's right for me because I do have a plan. And that's all I gotta say about that one. Procrastination. For this, I say that procrastination equals the enemy of progress. I'm going to refer to it as a person because it does hinder a lot of things like a person may do, but it's very easy to get sidetracked. Putting things off to the last minute, I think that's like innate in human nature, in a sense that if we have a day that something is due, why do it 2 weeks before when you can do whatever you want to do for those 2 weeks, and then 2 nights before you can do it? Yes, it's going to be overwhelming, but I feel like that is human nature, but it is the enemy of progress. You know, think of all the things you could have been doing in that 2 weeks and up until that assignment or whatever was due. You decided to wait to the last minute, and not only is it mediocre, but you didn't get much of anything else done, you know? And it's very important that you don't procrastinate. Do not. Sometimes you just have to be spontaneous. Okay, I want something. I want to do this, so I'm going to go do it right now. You know, just get it out of the way. People are like, oh, you finished already? Already? I'm confused. You're not done yet? That's the question you need to ask people. You're not done yet? But it's not a good thing, you know, because things do get very difficult, and when you realize that things are really difficult, but all you're used to is putting things off to the last minute, then what's next, you know? So what are you going to do next? So procrastination is the enemy of progress. It is. I'm referring to it as a person. I'm going to give it a they pronoun, so I don't want to be too specific, he or her. But let me say they are the enemy of progress, you know, and it can hinder your work and your life if you're not on top of your shit. All right. Okay. So be careful about advice that you give and that you take. I mentioned this before, but I'm gonna like elaborate on it a little more. You really have to be careful about you really have to be careful about the advice that you give to people, you know, and what you say, because not, like I said, it doesn't always come across as positive or support. You have to, or useful, you know. I don't know everything. None of you, like, you don't know everything, so you have to be careful that if you're not experienced in something, you don't just give someone advice because you feel like, oh, this is gonna help them. You're not helping them do anything if you're misleading them and giving them wrong information. And that also goes hand in hand with taking advice. You have to be careful who you take advice from, because like I said, not everyone supports what you want to do in life, supports your goals and stuff like that. And not everyone wants to see you succeed. So, and not everyone knows it. You have some people that give advice and they don't know shit. They don't know anything about anything. So you also have to be very careful, because unless their experience, why would I feel like you're helping me if I know you don't know a damn thing? Yes, I'm your friend, or yes, we're cool, but if you don't know anything, or if your life is like a disaster, why would I take advice from you? You know, not to say a disaster, but like if you're still working on getting your stuff together, and you're confused and you're lost, and you're giving me the advice that you're not taking yourself, I think that's kind of hypocritical. But not saying that people are trying to be like mean and wicked or whatever, but I just feel like you just have to be very careful. You listen sometimes, and sometimes you take it into consideration, but other times you're just like, no, like I'm fine, like I'm like, no, I'm fine, you know, just because you know that that's the case. So yeah, so be careful about the advice you take and give. Comfort zones are comfortable for a reason. All right. I said it like that because people love to say, step out of your comfort zone, do something different. No. No. I'm not the boy in the bubble. I'm not in an igloo. I'm not in a permanent. I'm not in jail. You know, I'm not secluded, so I am comfortable, you know. Just because I don't like what you like does not make me does not mean I need to step out of my comfort zone, you know. Like I said, it's comfortable for a reason. This is where I like to be, this is what I like to do, this is my thing. But people love to say, oh, just step out of your comfort zone, do something different. You know, me doing something different, I'm having this conversation with you even though I don't want to. I guess that would be different. But yeah, it's okay to be in your comfort zone, you know. It's okay to be in your comfort zone. Don't feel like you have to do what everyone else is doing. Yes, I've told people to step out of their comfort zone before and, you know, try something different. But it's then I thought about it. I'm like, who am I as a person to tell anyone that, oh, what they're doing is not good enough? Or who am I to tell someone, oh, they're too boring? You know, you're not boring. Just because you don't like the things that I like doesn't make you boring. Just because I don't like the things that you like doesn't make me boring. It's just who I am, you know. And it's okay to just do things differently sometimes. But if you're that kind of person that you're really comfortable in your comfort zone, you know, this is your niche, this is what you like to do, and you always do what's best for you. Some people just really don't do what's best for them, and they're worrying about, oh, what other people are going to think of me. But that's, you know, you have to do what you want. So that's, comfort zones are comfortable for a reason. And the last thing, and this is the second most important thing I think on this list, is this one, like I said, this one is very, 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 very important to me. And it's the idea that failure is overrated. Okay. Perfection is unattainable. So I'm going to start off by saying that, because some people might say, "Oh, what do you mean? Like, it's a life lesson?" Yeah, all it's a life lesson. You know, you learn things from failure, but you know, like, don't make it an option. You can't make failure an option. Easier said than done. Of course, a lot of these things are easier said than done, but when you really think about it, you don't ever have to fail. You know, you put yourself, sometimes a lot of people put themselves in positions to fail, and then they're surprised. They're like, I can't believe. You should be able to believe, because you didn't do what you needed to do at the moment. And you have to set goals for yourself, goals and deadlines. Like, you won't fail, you know. Don't give people a reason to tell you no. If you're qualified and you're this charismatic, amazing person, it doesn't matter how many other people are applying for something or trying to do the same thing that you're trying to do. If you're qualified and you're an amazing person, you do what you need to do, you're positive, you have the experience if it's necessary, and you don't get something, you do not fail. Okay? Just because they didn't want you, that doesn't mean someone else won't want you. And people need to recognize that, like, you're not fail. You have to choose to win. You know, sure, you'll probably fail at some things, but you know, that's life. When you don't give yourself an option to fail, most of the times you won't. You know, granted, some things are, let's say, an application to a college. You know, you meet all the qualifications, everything is great, but they tell you oh, we're really sorry. Like, you can't blame yourself. And some people really, they're hard on themselves because they didn't do something that they feel like they could have done or should have done. But you know, that's life, you know. But I wouldn't necessarily call that failing. Yes, you didn't get that position or whatever, but that doesn't mean that you won't get others. People, you cannot make it an option, because that's when it becomes that's when it's there. I'm either gonna lose or win, or I'm either gonna fail or succeed. You have to make succeeding at the top of your list always. I've been learning this since I got to college. You know, there's numbers here. You know, applications and different things, and thousands of students applying, hundreds of students applying. But I don't make that sounds like the people who are interviewing us a problem. That's not my problem. You know, you're applying, I'm applying. Good luck. You know, but I'm not gonna make that, oh, so many students are applying, I don't think I should apply. That's not a reason to not do something that you really feel like you can do and that you want to do, you know. And I know it's easier said than done. Hashtag that, easier said than done, but that's, you know, that's life. There's always gonna be people trying to do something or get something that you want, you know. It is what it is. You could just gotta put yourself out there and be ready to charge in, you know, and win the race. You have to be ready to put yourself out there. It's not about numbers. It's about your numbers. If you're qualified, you've done everything you can do. You know, you study for an exam. Like, you did everything that you can do. You know, you gave your best, and your best is always good enough. Don't people say your best is not good enough? Your best is always good enough, whether or not you lose or win. And with that saying, it's just like a little bit of inspiration for students, for whoever, people in the workforce, you know. And I'm going to end this vlog and say subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And thank you for watching my channel. Don't forget to like and comment. And look out for more videos because I'll be posting some really more interesting content-based videos in the next coming week. So this was just a little bit of something, but yeah, don't forget to subscribe.
Raindrops, drop tops, smoking on cookie in the hot box. She had thought that cooking up dope in the crack pack came from nothing.